Philadelphia Eagles. It is 32 degrees and sunny at Veterans Stadium. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Ryan here in Philadelphia, and these Eagles at 10-5 have nothing to look forward to in this game except awaiting the destination of their playoff, which will be either New Orleans or Minnesota. Still, they have won 7 in a row at home, and they want to make it 8. Rich Kotite says he expects the same intensity his team showed a week ago when they beat Washington to get into the playoffs. He's going to go with all of his starters today except for a couple of injured players. I'm joined here by Matt Millen. And Matt, the New York Giants, unfortunately, despite a good win last week over Kansas City, still have all of the focus on the future of their head coach, Ray Handley.
Or to maybe the non-future of their coach, Ray Handley. You know, and sometimes in the National Football League, it's just not a good mix and a good fit between the head coach and the team. Now, I was involved with one out in the Los Angeles Raiders when Al Davis hired Mike Shanahan. It just didn't work, and it became apparent early. That seems to be the case here in New York. Tim, you know, in Handley's own words, some of the players just never got on board his program. Now, what does that mean if you're a New York Giant? Well, today you have to realize that you have an offseason that's going to be filled with changes and evaluations. Every player in every position is going to be scrutinized. And I can't think of any situation in all of football where you don't step on the field and you don't take every play personally. This game then becomes your resume. And your future on this team or any team that you might want to be a part of is going to be affected.
Pepper Johnson, one of the more vocal Giants over the course of the season, both as an enthusiastic leader of the team and a more than sometime critic of the coach and the coaching staff, and particularly the Giants' defensive schemes. 32 degrees, as we mentioned at the top of our telecast here, but the wind chill, 24 degrees. Fortunately, it is a light wind so far at about 10 miles per hour. Sunny skies here in Philadelphia, and the Eagles will have the ball first. Ken Willis for the injured Matt Barr. And Sikahema, the Golden Gloves 147-pound champion in Arizona some time ago, showing his warm-up shadow boxing routine as he gets ready to return along with Jeff Seidner. And it'll be Sikahema from the 1-yard line, and he stumbles, gets out to the 18 of the Eagles. Randall Cunningham leads on the Eagles offense. A fine game last week in the victory over the Washington Redskins. 13 of 24, a touchdown and 1 interception. The left side of their line, Darrell Smith and Brian Baldinger for the injured Ron Heller and Mike Shadd. Shadd not in uniform. Heller is available. Alexander Floyd, Davis, and Byers the tight end. Running backs are Herschel Walker and Heath Sherman. Sherman a hot hand. Walker approaching the 1,000-yard mark with this final game left to get it. Barnett and Williams are the wide receivers. And there's the left side of that line with Darrell Smith, number 63, at tackle. Brian Baldinger, the 11-year veteran, number 62, at guard for Mike Shadd. Walker on first down plows his way for about 4. Defensively, the Giants in their 3-4, Eric Dorsey, Eric Howard, and Leonard Marshall. The linebacking core, Canavis McGee for Carl Banks. Banks with a calf injury. Pepper Johnson, Ed Reynolds, and Corey Miller. Banks is in uniform and could play today. The rookie, Felipe Sparks for Mark Collins on the corner, is out with rib injuries. Perry Williams on the other corner. Guyton and Jackson are the safeties. 2nd down and 6, Eagles. And it's Walker again. Walker straight ahead finds a hole, and it's close to the first down. May have it.
Tim, you know, when I look at this Eagle team for the last time we saw them 2 months ago, the thing I really see is Randall Cunningham's improved play. When I asked him what the biggest difference was that he saw, he said, you know what, it's my knee brace. He said, I have more confidence taking off and running. I got a new brace there. It's a little bit looser. I feel a lot better with it. And after that San Francisco game in the first half, when I played so poorly, I just said, forget all of it. Let's just go out and play.
No doubt that he has been a much more poised and confident quarterback since then. And indeed, Rich Kotite acknowledged that after last week's game. In that game, particularly against the Redskins, he said it was the most poise he had shown all season long after struggling some in that category earlier. Gets good time here. Lobbing for Byers. Byers well covered by McGee, and Cunningham threw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10.
Tim, right there, that man. Keith Byers is another huge reason. Now, Terry Bradshaw touched on it in the pregame show. Keith Byers, Heath Sherman, Randall Cunningham, and the improved play of the offensive line are the big keys. Now, that sounds like you revamped your whole offense, but really you haven't. Heath Sherman was sitting on the bench. They put him in. That made the offensive running game pick up. But this man, Keith Byers, really has become Randall Cunningham's Keith Jackson, and he has good confidence in getting the ball to him.
Walker, nowhere to run, cut it back inside and wound up with a 3-yard gain. Good defensive stringing out by the Giants, turning him back inside.
Yeah. He has 966 yards earlier. There's only been 3,000-yard rushers here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the fact that he really hasn't had a huge year, it's almost surprising that he has a chance to get his 1,000 yards.
It does. It's been a quiet 966 for Walker, but he has contributed mightily to the success of their running attack, especially because they have Heath Sherman going so well with him. Sherman with 522 yards. Hamilton, Howard, and Marshall. Now Keith Hamilton out on the left side for Dorsey in this passing situation. Some pressure on Cunningham. He gets it down, intended for Byers, and it's broken up by Perry Williams.
Boy, Keith Byers made a great adjustment on a ball, and that's a ball he should have caught. The ball was in the air and it hung a little bit. But what Byers does very well is he comes back to the ball. You watch him in motion, they send him out. Perry Williams just settled down in the zone. He gets behind him. Now watch how he comes back to the ball. Excellent job. That ball should have been caught, and he knew it.
So Beagle punting for the Eagles. Fair catch signaled by Meggett at the 32-yard line of the New York Giants. So we are just underway at Veterans Stadium and are scoreless first quarter.
Yep, I'm part of the management team now, Mama. Oh.
First down at their own 32-yard line after a 37-yard punt. Jeff Hostetler returned to action last week after missing the last 3 games prior to that. He was injured against the Eagles on November 22nd. 10 of 16 against the Chiefs last week. 2 touchdown passes. And more importantly, bringing some spirit back into this dispirited New York Giants football team. Bunch and Hampton, the running backs, in the eye. Hampton, and he is stopped after a gain of 2, maybe 2.5 out near the 35-yard line by Byron Evans, the linebacker. Elliott, Roberts, Oates, Bob Cratch for Eric Moore, Doug Riesenberg, and Howard Cross. The offensive front, Hampton and Bunch, the running backs. Chris Callaway and Mark Ingram are the wide receivers. At the 35-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Giants. Hostetler into the hand warmer there, already on 2nd down. As we mentioned, temperatures 32 degrees and 24 wind chill. Hampton trying to get wide left. Turns the corner and carries a tackler or 2 with him for a gain of 2 more. William Thomas, the linebacker number 51, made the stop. White, Pitts, Harmon, and Simmons, the front 4 of this fine Philadelphia defense. Joyner, Evans, and Thomas, the linebackers. Mark McMillan scheduled to start on the corner, but turned out that Booty moved over there. Allen, Miano, and John Booty, with Frizzell stepping into Booty's spot. So we don't know that there's any reason why he didn't start, but he's out there now, the rookie Mark McMillan.
Reggie White, big part of that defense. It really is the heart of that defense, and you keep an eye on him all game long, because as Reggie White goes, this Philadelphia Eagle defense goes.
Otis Smith has come into the secondary on 3rd down in the nickel formation. Hostetler gets some time, and it's in and out of the hands of Ingram, who couldn't hold on, and Hostetler took a shot after he released the ball.
Well, we said Reggie White was going to be big part of this defense. Now you're going to watch, come off the ball. What the Philadelphia Eagles do very well is rush the passer right in the middle. That's called collapsing the pocket. Hello. Hostetler down, but being a gamer, jumps right back up.
Seth Joyner got the lick on him. Ruben Rodriguez ready to punt for the Giants, and they've had 3 blocked that have been costly this season. Sikahema back. A low punt takes a giant bounce, rolls inside the 20, and will be down at the 15-yard line of the Eagles. Rodriguez for the injured Sean Landeta. A 47-yard punt. And we'll be back at Veterans Stadium, still scoreless.
By Jeep and Eagle, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Coors Light, the silver bullet is the right beer now. And by AT&T, the right choice.
We are scoreless at Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. The Eagles first down at their own 15-yard line after a 47-yard punt by Rodriguez. Keith Sherman on tackle. Picks up about 4. For an NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, at Minnesota, the Packers need a victory, and they're in the playoffs. A 29-yard par to Jackie Harris pass sets up Harry Sidney's 2-yard run, and the Packers are out in front early, 7-0 in the first. Tim?
Got a feeling the Packers might be the team there, even though that game is in Minnesota today, where it's tough to beat the Vikings at home. Packers definitely on the rise, and the Vikings struggling a bit, especially at the quarterback spot. Walker, not much. Maybe a yard on forward progress will leave third down and a long 4.
You watch right there, they brought Byers back in motion, and they were going to use him as a wham blocker, and what happened was Walker came behind the block and it closed down real quick. Now with Herschel Walker, the kind of running you like to do, Tim, whenever I played against him, that man has got to be going north and south. If you can get his shoulders going sideways, you'll beat him every time. This is a man who's got to stay square and has got to run straight ahead.
Cunningham off for Walker behind him. Little pressure up the middle on Cunningham, but really just a bad pass intended for the outlet man Herschel Walker.
Well, they come with the blitz. They bring Pepper Johnson right up the middle, and just exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles had done on their third down. They crush the pocket, get a bad throw, force the punt.
Well, the Giants defensively have stymied the Eagles on 2 consecutive offensive possessions. Fiegels standing at his 5-yard line. Meggett waiting for it at the Giant 38. Good punt. From the 29. Meggett skitters his way up to the 38-yard line after a 49-yard punt. Otis Smith got him there. Pretty good return for Meggett.
This is our...
Had a rather difficult Christmas season for sure. Season's greetings have not been too pleasant for Ray Handley, the Giants head coach, winding up his 2nd year as the boss man of the Giants, and it's been a season of turmoil. 14-17 his record over 2 years. And of course, the media in New York and the fans in New York seem to be hollering for the return of Bill Parcells, who so far has not indicated that he's interested in the job, but it seems like most people feel he is. Cross and Brown, double tight ends. Hostetler, that's complete, and no, it's dropped by Ingram. Ingram had it, but not long enough for a completed pass, as the officials so indicate. You know, getting back to Ray Handley, much of his problems seem to be those of a communication nature, and it doesn't necessarily mean that this guy isn't a good coach. But I
know. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, what we talked about at the beginning of the show is saying, you know, is this a good fit? And I mentioned that I had been around a bad fit with Mike Shanahan and the Raiders, and that seems to be what's happened with Ray Handley. Now, X's and O's wise, he's fine. It's just that you have to be able to get the X's and O's on the field, and that has not come across the New York Giants.
You have all of your players believe in you. Hostetler under pressure. Scrambles for about 3. The ball came loose. Eagles have it. William Thomas, the linebacker.
And the man who has to make it happen for the Philadelphia Eagles, Reggie White, appeared to have stripped that ball, and Thomas picked it up. The big break for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hostetler has nowhere to go with this ball, so he decides to turn it up. Now Reggie White will come from the backside off of Riesenberg right there. See that? Just smack the ball away. And when things go good for you, the ball bounces
bounce.
right into your hands. And that didn't happen to me in 12 years, Tim.
You were looking for one of those all that time. Look at this ball come up to Thomas. It's like a lateral. So the Eagles first down at the Giants' 39-yard line. Play action. Cunningham inside the 30 to the Giants' 27-yard line. Myron Guyton steered him out, number 29. 12-yard run for number 12, Cunningham. You don't want to see him running the ball at any time. 515 yards rushing on the season.
And Tim, when he takes off today, there's a good bet he's going to be going around his left side. Now, they told me yesterday, the coaching staff of the Eagles, that Corey Miller is the guy who's just not comfortable with that Giant defense. It didn't look like that to them. What he'd like to do is bite inside, and we saw them taking advantage of it right there.
Williams, a wide receiver, in motion to the ball and back. Rocker got a couple close to the 25-yard line before he's driven back. Johnson, the linebacker, 52, and Miller, the linebacker, 57 on the tackle. Miller, of course, having to fill the large shoes left by Lawrence Taylor, gone for the season with the Achilles injury.
Well, when you think about the New York Giants, at least in my mind, it was always defense. You went down there, they just had all kinds of linebackers. They just had a good, strong, solid front, and defense carried this football team. And what has happened this year is that the defense has slipped. The absence of Lawrence Taylor, and really the absence of young guys not stepping up to the plate has hurt the New York Giants.
Eagles with a second down and 8. Three Giants hit him immediately, but Byers holds on and struggles for a first down, and he may have it.
Well, the Eagles rely on their go-to guy now, Keith Byers, making the catch, but the go-to guy for the New York Giants has been Pepper Johnson. Now, when you speak to the Philadelphia Eagles, they say they rely on this guy completely he's their heart and soul now, and he's their emotional leader, and he's the guy who has to make something happen. Now, the guy to make something happen for Philadelphia, 41, Keith Byers. It's interesting, when we spoke with Pepper Johnson, he and Byers are very good friends, but he said the thing that Byers has learned to do is turn to the ball faster than any other receiver. He thinks that Randall Cunningham will try to throw the ball to the first guy open.
And it's just short, as you can see. And so by Byers, you're saying by getting that head turn more quickly, it's frequently the first guy open.
He gets
having a good look at it.
He says as soon as he gets into the pattern, he just turns. Sometimes he breaks his patterns off. He won't take them as deep. He just wants to get open so he has a chance to get the ball.
When you think about the loss of Keith Jackson going to Miami and Byers stepping in there, Cunningham made much of the loss of Jackson early in the season as contributing to his own problems at quarterback. Now he feels he's got the same kind of production from Keith Byers, who's probably his best friend on the team.
Yeah, well, forget about catching the ball. I'll tell you right off the top, Keith Byers is a much better blocker than Keith Jackson ever was.
Third and very short at the Giants' 17-yard line. No score first quarter. Cunningham should have it with a second effort, and they signal first down, Eagles. Eagles down here in scoring territory in the so-called red zone as a result of the fumble by Hostetler on the smack from Reggie White and the recovery by William Thomas. Richie Kotite preparing now for the playoffs that lie ahead. 7-0 at home and wanting to make that unbeaten mark. The last time it happened, 1949. So it is of some particular distinction. They won the NFL title that year, and that may be an omen should they complete this season undefeated. Lots of time for Cunningham in zone for Williams overthrown. Perry Williams on the coverage of Calvin Williams.
Well, Calvin Williams, he made his break and he wasn't sure the ball was going to be there, so he slowed down. That allowed Perry Williams to make that step up, and the ball was over his head. It's more important with Rich Kotite than being 8-0 at home is the fact that you've got to be winning going into the playoffs. And they've not had success in the playoffs as of late. They've lost, and they want to go in on a win.
2nd and 10. Keith Sherman. Whoa, what a shot at the line of scrimmage. Ed Reynolds and Eric Howard. A gain of about 2, but he paid for it.
Everything starts really in running game when you're blocking. Now watch Keith Byers go down and take out Marshall. Now that's legal all the way. Anything from tackle to tackle you can cut. Keith Byers takes advantage of the cut. Now watch Ed Reynolds come up, stick his face along with Eric Howard right on the face mask of Heath Sherman. That's Giant football, Tim.
3rd down and a long 8. Cunningham is sacked. Pepper Johnson up the middle again.
Well, the New York Giants see something. They've brought Pepper Johnson 3 times up the middle. Watch Pepper right here. See, he sees this right away. They're just going to take care right over that left side. The 2 new guys. Alexander can't get back. Pepper makes the play.
Darrell Smith and Brian Baldinger were both pulling on the play, and that left a lane for Pepper Johnson. So a 41-yard field goal try by Roger Ruzek. He missed 2 over 40 last week against Washington. Blocked.
Eric Dorsey, he's on his horse. That horse looks like a Clydesdale, but he could go, Tim.
Dorsey all the way inside the 15-yard line. 51-yard run by the big guy. 280 pounds of defensive end from Notre Dame. Well, these Giants certainly have come out ready to play this final game of the year.
Well, the best way to get pressure is come right up the middle, and they got it right there. They're the convoy, and the Clydesdale's off and running. Good cutback there.
Not bad for such a huge guy. 1st down, Giants. Hampton to the 13-yard line. Let's take a look at that block again. In the middle, hard to see there who got the hand on it.
I think that was Lamar McGriggs, 38. Yes, it was.
And McGriggs gets credit for the block. Dorsey handling that rebound like a running back and then turning in a 51-yard return. They have a 2nd down and 7 from the 14-yard line. Ruzek was injured in the collision that followed the block, getting attention on the Eagles bench. Hampton finds a hole and then carries 2 Eagles down to the 5. A flag is down. First penalty flag of the game here in the first quarter. 3:26 remaining in the quarter. Miano and Buhi made the tackle. And the Giants are walking back. So it is against New York. Red Cashin, the referee today.
Illegal motion. The left guard on the offense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
The left guard is William Roberts, number 66. That moves the ball back to the 19-yard line of the Eagles. 2nd down and 12. We're still scoreless. The Giants with a blocked placement. McGriggs getting a hand on it. Eric Dorsey carrying it all the way down to the 17-yard line of the Eagles. Minnesota has come back to tie Green Bay at 7. Salisbury to Jordan. Steve Jordan, the tight end, tying it up. Hostetler with time, in and out of the hands of Callaway. The ball was there for Chris Callaway, the 3rd-year man from Michigan. Couldn't hold on.
Well, he has the pressure on him, but that ball has got to be caught. Ingram dropped one earlier. Callaway has his chance, goes right through his hands. Now, if you're a New York Giant, this is something you can't have. Now here's the pressure of Harmon on the outside, but that ball was right on the money, and Callaway clearly has a shot and doesn't take it right there. That's got to be caught, Tim. The New York Giants had to come out, and they've got to score and get into this thing early. They've got to be the first ones on the scoreboard, and they've got to keep it up all game long.
4 wide receivers in now on 3rd down. Low snap, Hostetler. Eagles have the football. Andy Harmon. 2 fumbles by Hostetler. 1 in the Giants' end, and now here in Philadelphia territory.
He just never got his hands on it.
A bad snap from center, and Hostetler unable to get control.
And watch the snap. It's low to the left. Now what you have to do if you're Jeff Hott, you've got to just get your hands in it. Don't try to pick it up. Just jump on it and make sure no one else gets it. That doesn't happen. Harmon does the right thing. The ball's away. Now once the ball's down on the ground, don't try to pick it up and make a play. Just try to get on it and cover it. Give yourself a chance for 3 at that point.
2 turnovers by the Giants, a blocked field goal attempt also by the Giants, but no score. Sherman. About 8 yards out the left side before Johnson steered him out.
Well, Heath Sherman is the difference in that running game. Heath Sherman has an ability to get to the corner, and really it's funny because at the beginning of the season I came down here in training camp in Washington, and I liked Heath Sherman. He's a player who can make it happen with moves. He can do it with speed. He can do it with strength. And the funny thing was, he was hidden in that backfield, Tim. We didn't see him until maybe the last month on a consistent basis.
He's made the most of his opportunity, and looks like he's going to be a long-term good one. Sherman again trying to get the first down, and he'll be close to it depending on the spot before the Giants drive him back. Lamar McGriggs made the tackle. McGriggs lost his starting role earlier in the season, and when Myron Guyton came off injured reserve, moved back into his slot. But McGriggs continues to be of value in the nickel and dime situations. And it was McGriggs who blocked the field goal try. It is first down, Eagles at their own 39.
And I see that 5.2 per rushing. That's a good average there, Tim.
Sherman had 96 against the Redskins last week. Play action pass. Walker. To the Giants' 34-yard line. Greg Jackson pushed him out.
Now Lamar McGriggs has an opportunity to make the play. He goes for the interception, and what happens? The catch. Walker makes the play. Watch the ball out in the flat. Lamar McGriggs will come up, and he makes a mistake right here. Watch, right there. See? When you go for the ball, you go with your inside arm so that if you miss, your other arm can make the tackle. That doesn't happen. Watch here. See, you go with your inside arm. He doesn't have any other option. Once he goes with his outside arm, he can't make the play.
Eagles in Giants territory at the 34-yard line. Good time for Cunningham, going deep to the corner. Williams, touchdown.
The top of your screen. Calvin Williams on Felipe Sparks. Real simple. You just go down and get open, and I'm going to throw it to you. Now, once the ball is in the air, it's just a fight for the ball. Sparks sees it. Williams makes a great diving catch. A little bit happy, I'd say, huh, Tim?
Randall had to wait for a second to see those arms shoot up from the official that it was indeed a catch. Ruzek for the point after, and the Eagles have a 7-0 lead. 46 seconds remain in the first quarter here at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia on top.
Your Chrysler
Chrysler Plymouth dealers announce the Chrysler Awards Celebration Sale. See the Chrysler Concorde, Automobile Magazine's Automobile of the Year, and save on our other award winners. Laser RS Turbo gets $700 cash back on the winner of Motor Trend's Bang for the Buck Award. Up to $1,900 on Duster, one of Motor Trend's 10 best domestic buys. Nearly $2,500 on the 6-passenger Acclaim. Share in the savings on all our winners. The Chrysler Awards Celebration Sale now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Since your face can't adjust to your razor should adjust to your face, which is exactly why we designed the Schick Tracer. The Schick Tracer is the only razor with blades that bend and flex to the unique shape of your face. So the Tracer gets in close for a clean, comfortable shave. And since you can't change your face, maybe you should change your razor. Schick, we're changing the face of shaving.
Wouldn't it be great if your neighbor was Wally Dallenbach, the Keystone Beer Winston Cup driver?
Wally, great car.
Want to take her for a spin, Dave?
A spin?
And keep her under 170, Dave.
170?
See Wally Dallenbach, or possibly his neighbor Dave, race the Keystone Beer stock car in the Winston Cup Series.
Well, how'd you drive, Dave?
Well, she drifts a little in 3. No problem. But we need to bleed the brakes.
Wouldn't that be great?
One of the deans of the sport coaches his last game. Grant Taft pilots Baylor against Arizona. The John Hancock Bowl, New Year's Eve day on CBS.
So the Eagles have broken the ice here at Veterans Stadium. A 34-yard touchdown pass. Randall Cunningham to Calvin Williams, making it a 7-0 ball game. It followed the second fumble by Hostetler, trying to pick up a low snap from Bart Oates. Had it for a moment, lost it, recovered by Harmon, and the Eagles marched it down, and then the strike from Cunningham to Calvin Williams. Meggett and Joey Smith are the deep men awaiting the kickoff from Ruzek, and they have made 2 switches there to try and get the ball to Meggett. Meggett has now returned to the right-hand return spot, standing at the 10-yard line. And in that first game, the Wild scoring game 47-34, he had a 92-yard return for a score. Boy, they sure pamper these guys now. They got the little hand warmers out there. They put their gloves on. Bud Grant would never allow that, I'm sure, the old Minnesota coach. Ruzek gets it to Johnson, to Joey Smith, pardon me. And Smith out to the 28-yard line, met there by Otis Smith, number 30 for the Eagles. Let's go back and look at that touchdown.
Well, see what happens. This looked like man-to-man coverage, but really it was a 3-deep zone. You're going to see the play action that holds the backers. Now right here, see, there's 1, 2, 3. Those are your 3 deep coverages that have to be taken care of. In 3 deep, the Cardinals sin, never get beat deep. Always stay deeper than the deepest guy going back, and Felipe Sparks didn't get it done.
Well, the rookie playing for the injured Mark Collins facing a speedy receiver in Calvin Williams and getting burned. First down, Giants from their 28. Jared Bunch plows for about 3. I think it still bears some underlining, Matt, that the Giants came out here in this first quarter with a tremendous amount of effort. They had 2 very good defensive series, stopping the Eagles from marching upfield out of their own zone, and apart from the 2 turnovers, it's been a good effort if that was a question mark, and I think we raised it as a possible question mark of how they'd come out here today on the road. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Veterans Stadium, with the score, Philadelphia 7, the New York Giants nothing. John Elway back at quarterback has hit Reggie Johnson with a 12-yard scoring pass. First down from the 30-yard line. Eagles with a 7-0 lead. Sherman for 9 yards out to the 39 before he's met by Sparks and Greg Jackson, the safety, number 47.
There's some good job of running here by Heath Sherman. He shows you what a slippery back is all about. Now watch Eric Floyd right there. Good block. Kanavis McGee allows him to get to the corner. Now he'll just turn it up. He stays low. You'll see that his hips are always in line. You know, he's always in control whenever he has that ball in his hand.
Sherman, the 4-year man from Texas A&I. And he goes again for another 5 as a first down to the 45-yard line of the Eagles.
Yeah, but Tim, what you really notice about Heath Sherman, and he'll hit that hole really quick. And he's a tough guy. You know, you're going to smack him, you're going to beat him up, but he's going to just keep on coming, play after play after play. I'm surprised that he hasn't been carrying the ball all season long. Really, he's got a half season under his belt in terms of carrying the ball, and he's still picked up 500 some odd yards.
Keith Hamilton has come in defensively for the Giants, along with Lamar McGriggs. Hamilton, a fine-looking young defensive end from Pittsburgh. Short drop by Cunningham. Quickly out to Calvin Williams. And Sparks tackles him after a gain of about 8. For another NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, at Minnesota, the Vikings trying to put a monkey wrench into Green Bay's playoff hopes. Quad Reve's 46-yard field goal has the Vikings on top 10-7 in the second quarter. Packers lose. They're out, Tim.
All right, thank you, Greg. You're looking at Rich Kotite here on the sideline. His team on top. They are in the playoffs. They could be at Minnesota. More likely will be at New Orleans. Second and less than a yard. Herschel Walker carefully picked his way until he knew he could get to the marker, and that is upset by Sparks after a gain of about 5. Down to the Giants 40 with a first down. To the 39 make it.
Oh, he talked about being able to block. Now watch Keith Byers and Myron Guyton right here. And you have to remember, Keith Byers is a big guy. Now blocking, all you have to do is get your hands on him and run him. You know, actually, not a very good job right there. What Herschel Walker does is be able to get to the corner because he had the speed. Sorry about that, Keith.
Walker with 23 yards rushing on 6 carries so far. This is Sherman. Not much there. Good lick on him by Corey Miller, the second-year linebacker from South Carolina, number 57.
And they expect big things from Corey Miller, but what I notice of him on film, Tim, he's kind of mechanical yet. He hasn't gotten to the point where everything flows, and that comes with experience. Now he has a lot of physical abilities, and they're thrilled with that, but what they'd like to see is more instinct when he's out there on the field.
Good size at 255. In that first period, despite their spirited effort, the Giants had only 16 total yards. Of course, those 2 turnovers, the fumbles by Hostetler, were costly. Defensively, they played pretty well. Cunningham in some difficulty here. Hamilton with the pressure forces him out. And he picked up a yard at most.
Yeah, but what you saw right there was a little bit of confidence that Randall Cunningham has that he's not going to take the sack, Tim. He was caught. Instead of throwing, he knows what he can do, so he just turned the corner and picked up what he could.
It leaves 3rd down and 11 from the 40-yard line. Well, you look for those early big plays in a game. And again, how big is the game? Well, it's meaningless in terms of the standing, but certainly for just morale purposes and pride of the New York Giants, this is a big 3rd down for them here. Try and get the offense the ball back, a chance to do something down 7-0. And they stop Cunningham with a second sack. Corey Raymond, the dime back, 3rd Giant sack. Corey Raymond, the rookie from LSU.
Yeah, they bring that safety in the nickel package. Corey Raymond, you're going to watch him. He's just going to take off underneath, work the receiver. Now they bring the inside backer. That makes Herschel Walker step up, and that opens the outside. Well conceived, well done.
High snap for Fiegels. Angling for the corner. It comes back into the middle, and Meggett fair catches at the 15. So the Giants do the job defensively, but still trail 7-0.
Compare the new 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8 to everything else. Then you'll understand why, instead of introducing it, we decided to launch it. The new Lincoln Mark 8. What a luxury car should be.
You're looking at the birth of an entirely new form of antacid. New Mylanta gel caps. Easy to swallow with absolutely no chalky taste. The potency of Mylanta antacid now in a gel cap. My doctor said Mylanta.
When the team leader puts you in charge for the first time, that's when you find out how good you really are.
For thousands of great sale items, these are the best weeks to buy at Sears. Right now, get Sears best-selling tires, Guardsman Response XLs for as little as $19.99 each. That's right, as low as $19.99 each for Sears best-selling Guardsman all-season tires. You can have them installed in less than an hour, and they even come with a 45,000-mile warranty. No wonder Sears is America's #1 tire store. But hurry, Sears' best weeks to buy end soon.
Some of the world's greatest entertainers salute the actors, the dancers, the musicians, the legends. Walter Cronkite hosts the Kennedy Center Honors Wednesday.
Back at Veterans Stadium, the Philadelphia Eagles are forced to make a decision with your Herschel Walker. You're right here. Now, you've got to make a decision on which backer you're going to take. Right here is Corey Miller. He's going to come up the middle. Now, Herschel makes the right decision, but that opens up the outside for Corey Raymond to get to the corner and make the sack.
Tough choice picking which Corey you're going to take on there.
Yeah, how about it? Choreographed.
On first down, Bunch pushed wide by Frizzell out of bounds after a gain of just a couple. Jared Bunch. Bunch had 84 yards against Kansas City last week, as did his teammate Rodney Hampton in a good rushing effort against the Chiefs.
Yeah, but the coaching staff of the New York Giants say Jared Bunch really did what they expected this year, and he took that big step forward, and they think he's ready for the prime time. What I don't like to see a back like Jared Bunch do is get outside and try to use speed to the corner. He is a pound-em guy, keep him inside the tackles.
Little gain on the play. It's second, about 9.5. Hostetler changing it up. Quick drop. Nobody open. Now he goes to the release man. Bunch to the 25-yard line, and he'll be close to the first down. Good coverage by the Eagles secondary.
Yeah, that's a good job by Jeff Hostetler. You know, he went for the quick. It wasn't there. He had the presence to stay in the pocket. You're going to watch right down the bottom of your screen. This is the man down here he wants to hit on the quick. Right here. Boom. See this? There's the guy he wants. That is not there. See? He sees the break. Now he has the presence to stay with it and go to his third receiver, which is the dump underneath, and they pick up some yardage.
They picked up nearly 9. It's third down and about a football. Rodney Hampton is stopped for a loss.
Tim, I don't like that if you're a New York Giant, because wherever Bunch goes, that's where the ball's going. Whenever we played them, I went wherever the fullback went. There's just nowhere to go.
Harmon and Joyner were there to meet the ball carrier.
Watch Bunch. He's going to tell you where the ball is coming. Good job by the Philadelphia Eagles of reading their keys, Tim.
So the Eagles do the job defensively, and they'll get the ball back. Rodriguez standing at his 8 for the punt. Sikahema at the 36 of Philadelphia. And the left footer gets a short punt away. Sikahema. To the 38-yard line of the Giants. The danger is by Sikahema. Tackled there by a former Eagle, Jesse Campbell, number 37. We'll be right back.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
Hoffa.
We are gonna think I ain't down here for?
Dynamic and enthralling, Rolling Stone says Nicholson is volcanic.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do, get the union back.
The performance of a lifetime.
You want me to give up Jimmy Hoffa?
DeVito delivers brilliantly, explosive and exciting. An American epic. Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Hoffa, rated R. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Our main objective when we built our new front-wheel drive minivan was to make certain that it was the only vehicle in its class, period. Introducing Mercury Villager. If it was just another minivan, it wouldn't be a Mercury. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Joe Paterno, Bill Walsh, the coaching matchup of the holidays. Penn State battles Stanford in the Blockbuster Bowl, New Year's Day on CBS.
Eagles with a lead in good field position at the Giants 39 thanks to that guy, Vai Sikahema.
Well, Vai Sikahema is one of those guys that you just love to have in your football team. First of all, he's ultra competitive. Second of all, he's going to make something happen. But more than that, he's good for the attitude and the morale. I watched him yesterday at practice. He walked outside, had some tape on the back that says the Tongan Terror.
He's certainly the best player from Tonga to ever appear in the National Football League. Cunningham with a lot of time here, but nobody open. Now goes deep, and he's got Barnett just overthrown. Giants had Barnett covered, and then as Cunningham appeared to be in deep trouble, they slacked off. Barnett kept going.
Well, Tim, it looked to me like that was supposed to be a screen set up to the left side, and what had happened was Herschel Walker got caught up, and he was never there to get the ball to. So Cunningham does a good job of getting out of it, finding the end man, throwing the ball downfield. Now watch Herschel Walker play inside. Now he's going to look over to the left. See, now Herschel, he's gone the other way. He has the presence to find Barnett downfield, but the ball just kind of takes off to the left there.
Griggs and Guyton, thinking Cunningham was going to run, it started to come up. So it's 2nd and 10, and that's Walker. Gets about 5. It'll leave 3rd and 5. For another NFL update, let's go back to Greg in New York.
All right, Tim, at the Metrodome, Sean Salisbury, all kinds of time, no pressure at all from the Packers. It allows Salisbury to scramble, hit Mike Tice, and Tice completes a 34-yard touchdown pass play, 17-7. Vikings doing serious damage to the Packers' playoff hopes, Tim.
Boy, are they ever, Greg. 17-7 now, and those Packers certainly one of the real surprise teams this season in the NFL. No matter what happens, they've had a great year, but the Vikings, so you got to give them credit. They've already locked the division, playing well at home today. 3rd down and 4 here in Philadelphia. Sikahema. 1st down, Eagles.
Vai Sikahema, look at that guy out there. He's a football player. He just wants the ball in his hands. You put him in, run him out of the backfield. He's going to get open. He's going to make the catch. And you know what? He'll tell everybody all about it. Watch Vai Sikahema, 22 right here. Just a short little out right there. Boom. Get open, ball will be there. Now, he's one of those guys, you get into the huddle and he just makes something happen. He brings a little presence in the midst of the huddle.
13 catches, and he was averaging 11 yards for the first 12. Sherman gets a couple close to the 20-yard line. It'll leave 2nd down and 8. Keith Hamilton made the stop. Vai Sikahema, of course, in that last game against the Giants at Giants Stadium was when he showed his fistic ability working on the goalpost pad. And those who know about his background would say that my old boxing colleague Gil Clancy might have done a little training. He looked pretty good. He was working the body, as he said.
That was his Rocky Balboa imitation.
Right. He said, this is Philadelphia. It's Rocky Balboa country, and that was my tribute. On 2nd down. A lot of room for Cunningham. He can get there, and he does. Touchdown. Scoring run by Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham does well is make up his mind early. Now he's looking all the way. It's not there. There it is. Take it off. Makes his mind up that he's going to score. Boy, he kind of slowed down at the end there. Didn't it look like Perry Williams kind of slowed down too?
Rusin for the point after. So the Eagles, with time winding down in the first half, take a 14-0 lead.
A look behind the
Eagles have now jumped into a 14-0 lead, a 20-yard run by Randall Cunningham. Richie Kotite saying his team would play hard today, wanted the same intensity they showed last week with their important victory over Washington that got them into the playoffs. And now they await the site of their playoff game next week, either New Orleans or Minnesota. For Ray Handley, hoping to finish with a good performance here on the road as he got at home last week against Kansas City, and obviously hoping that 2 victories in a row might salvage his job as head coach of the Giants. There does not seem to be a great deal of support anywhere to indicate that that would even help. Joey Smith from the 5-yard line. And Smith dropped at the 17. Hit first by Jeff Seidner, the rookie wide receiver, number 85.
Well, you wonder where all the defenders get to. Well, it's real simple. See, they get locked up in man-to-man coverage, as you're going to watch right here. See, everybody's down the field. They just lock up. Now, here's the man right here, Corey Miller. He's got to take care of everything underneath. Cunningham breaks the pocket. He's got to make that play. But with everyone run off, there's a lot of field to cover. He can't get there, and Cunningham gets in.
Giants starting from their 18-yard line. Down by 14. 5:01 to go in the first half. Hostetler is sacked. Mike Golick and Reggie White are there. Second Eagles sack. Good coverage downfield. You saw Hostetler look over to the left sideline and then back into the middle. Before he could make a throw, he was buried. Rabid Eagle fans, sellout crowd here at Veterans Stadium, enjoying the work of their defense. 2nd and 15. Early movement. Hostetler dives forward. It appeared that the Eagles were offside.
He snapped the ball too at the same time.
False start on the offense, moving before the ball was snapped. 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Well, there you go, your first 5 possessions, Tim. And the Giants have really come away with nothing. They punted 3 times and they fumbled twice, and it's killed them.
Well, those fumbles were the most costly because they were playing well defensively, and each time they were trying to get going, they wound up coughing up the ball. Great opportunity in Philadelphia territory. The injured player is Seth Joyner, who appeared to be holding his arm or shoulder on that last play. Now he's smiling. So
yeah, well, it hurt so much it made him laugh.
Well, you know, you got to believe there was a collective breath being held here at Veterans Stadium, because he is the main man at linebacker for this team. Joyner did not go to the Pro Bowl. Of course, those Saints linebackers, so good and so popular around the league. But his teammates, Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, and Eric Allen, all made it.
Well, Seth Joyner certainly could have been there. Jackson and Swilling had the big years down there. Wilbur Marshall had a good year. But this man will make many other Pro Bowls, Tim.
Hostetler from the end zone just got it away to Hampton. Hampton, a good piece of running out to the 14-yard line. It'll leave 3rd down and about 6.
Holy smokes, Tim, that looked like a jailbreak back there. The offensive line of the New York Giants blocked no one. Watch Golick and Jeter, 98, come right up the middle, and he just crushes that. There's nothing there. Hostetler does a great job of getting the ball off, but that is a jailbreak if I've ever seen one.
Golick and Jeter burying Hostetler behind the line.
And now at the end of that play, I'll tell you, Rodney Hampton had a classic stiff arm in Eric Allen's face.
3rd down and 15. Screen for Megan. Good block from Roberts. Nailed from behind by Harmon.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles came here to play defense, and they're showing you. They move Reggie White over to the right side, and he's working on Big Jumbo Elliott. That's 310 on 300 pounds. Watch that Reggie White right there. 300-pound defensive end who can run. Now he'll be over Jumbo Elliott. Jumbo does a good job of throwing him back inside. See that? That's called torquing him. And he just took him and torqued him to the inside, and that allowed the pass to get off.
Harmon, meanwhile, made the stop and forced the punt. Rodriguez at the 5. Jeff Seidner waiting for this punt at the 40-yard line. Short punt. Eagle bounce. Philadelphia will have it at the Giants' 39. So great field position for the Eagles. An 18-yard punt. Well, this Thursday at 2:30 Eastern, CBS Sports presents the John Hancock Bowl as the Baylor Bears take on the Arizona Wildcats. And then, on New Year's Day, it'll be the Blockbuster Bowl. Joe Paterno leads the Penn State Nittany Lions against Bill Welch's Stanford Cardinal. And Matt, your old coach, has Penn State in a bowl game. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, Joe Paterno is where he is because, of course, I went there. And that's probably the only reason he is the coaching legend that he is.
Penn State and Stanford. Herschel Walker on 1st down. He's hit by Myron Guyton and gains about 3. An 18-yard punt. Costly. Mistakes by the Giants here in the first half. And put them in a hole, down 14-0, and the Eagles at their 34-yard line. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Eagles 14, the Giants nothing.
The John Hancock Bowl, the blockbuster.
Defense, if they look down the road a little bit, you'll certainly see number 75, the rookie from Pittsburgh, number 4 pick, Keith Hamilton. Looks like he's got the goods, getting better with each effort that he puts in. Carl Banks, the veteran on the sideline, has been a pro throughout all of the turmoil of this Giants season, playing in uniform rather with a calf injury, but replaced today by Canavis McGee, another promising young player. Early action and quick whistles on 2nd down at the 35 of the Giants.
Before the ball was snapped, false start. Number 41 on the offense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Keith Byers off a little bit early for the Eagles. That backs it up to the Giants' 39.
Well, Tim, the Giants have long been a defensive football team. Leonard Marshall's not what he was. Lawrence Taylor's gone. Banks isn't what he was. They need to have people to step up. They need the young blood to come in and get them back to the defense that they've been.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles now at the Giants' 39. And there's pressure. Leonard Marshall, 4th Giants sack.
You know, so as soon as I say Leonard's not what he was, of course, he just abuses the tackle and makes a sack as if to say, here I am. But this is what they've needed from Leonard Marshall all year long. Leonard Marshall's long been just a big, strong guy out there. And when he and Taylor were working together, they ran the best stunts of any combination I've seen. Really, they were at the top of their game, and they gave people fits over there.
Again, Marshall, like Pepper Johnson and others on the defense, complained about the changes made by Rod Rust to a read and react style from their more instinctive let-it-fly routine that the Giants had used so successfully. Cunningham going deep to the corner, and Barnett cannot hold on. The ball outside near the sideline. Barnett made the spin but couldn't bring it in.
Tim, I think that's the first time they've gone to Barnett all day. I don't even think he has a catch yet, which is really surprising because Barnett is a Pro Bowl caliber receiver. And he has the ability to get deep, which you saw there, but you have got to get the ball in his hands.
So the Giants do the job defensively, and Eagles into punt standing from his 35-yard line. So the Philadelphia Eagles failing to capitalize on that good field position. Angle punt by Eagles. Fair catch made at the 10-yard line by Meggett. 41-yard punt.
Well, Tim, there with free agency showing up, you know, a lot of these people could be here and a lot of them could be gone, which is why these games are so important. And there's some pretty good names in there, you know, Jumbo Elliott and Hostetler. You got some people in there who are Phil Simms, Lawrence Taylor, Leonard Marshall. There's some old names in there, some young names there, and you have to make some decisions for George Young. See George Young right here, and that's Wellington Mara, the owner, right there. Here's Wellington right there. And they have some tough decisions to be made. Coaching decisions, player personnel decisions, and which direction this New York Giant team is going to be going. Do they want to rebuild? They want to make it happen right away.
Hostetler from his own 9-yard line. Hampton, but a flag down. Eagles pointing at the Giants.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, left tackle on the offense, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
John Elliott charged with a false start. Well, we're approaching halftime, and Greg and Terry will have all the scores, highlights, and latest playoff information. Plus, John Madden will visit with Mike Singletary aboard the Madden Cruiser. Mike preparing for the last NFL game of his playing career. Well, nobody looks at linebackers with such affection as our own Matt Millen. It's tough to imagine the game without Mike Singletary.
Yeah, and I'm going to miss watching him. Mike Singletary is one of the few players who I would go out and watch film just because of his love for the game, his intensity, and his ability to make everything happen on every play.
First and 14, Hampton. Not much running room, gets only a couple. To the 7-yard line. Thomas is there, the linebacker. Harmon, the tackle, number 91.
Yeah, and Tim, you mentioned those names, and really that has been the story of this first half, is the Philadelphia Eagle defense. And what you're going to notice, whenever there's a tackle made, there'll always be 4, 5, 6 guys around the ball. They do as good a job as anyone in the league of getting people to the football.
And it's interesting this year with the tragic loss of Jerome Brown that they've been able to fill in so well. Mike Pitts, of course, the veteran who's now 32, was hurt earlier in the season. Andy Harmon got a great opportunity, just a second-year man out of Kent State, a number 6 pick last year, a no-name guy, really. And Jerome has been watching, I'm sure, with some pleasure, the play of Andy Harmon.
Yeah, and he should have a great deal of pleasure watching Andy Harmon, because what this guy brings to the game is great hustle. And he's got ability, and it's just a question of him playing more and more and getting more comfortable and confident, and he's going to be a very good football player.
And they've got a rookie in Tommy Jeter from Texas, a 3rd-round pick this year, also looks like a good prospect. Hampton, good piece of running, slicing his way out to the 15. That'll leave 3rd down and 5 for the Giants.
Well, what Andy Harmon got a lesson in there is playing high. See, what you've got to be able to do when you play the defensive line, and really any position in football, is you've got to stay low. Andy Harmon's first step right there was high, and they just blew him out of there. Now watch right here. Watch the first step he takes is up. See, boom, try to get to the outside. You can't let 310-pound Jumbo Elliott into your chest without going for a ride. And that's something he's got to learn, and that's experience, but he'll get it done.
Giselle wound up making the tackle. And the Giants with a 3rd and 5 at the 15, down 14-0 here.
There's big Jumbo Elliott out of Michigan. Look at Jumbo Elliott, you think this is a guy who should be an unbelievably dominant player. He's got all the tools, and yet when you watch him, he's been hampered by a couple things, and he just hasn't been the player they want him to be.
Hampton will be short of the 1st down. Byron Evans, tough middle linebacker, number 56. leading tackler on the Eagles team, made the tackle.
Still, when they need to get some yardage, they'll run right behind Big Jumbo Elliott.
Well, they're going to measure this. It appears to be short from our vantage point.
Tim, the New York Giants have not gotten a first down in the whole first half. And it doesn't look like they got one there either.
They did not. Punting unit comes on for the Giants. So while their defensive unit has put up a good effort for Ray Handley here, the offense has not been able to do so well against this very good Eagle defensive squad.
You know, 10-0 isn't the score. That's the Philadelphia first downs to the Giants. They have not gotten a first down in this whole first half. And they needed to come out and start fast, Tim. They never got that done.
Well, the offensive effort of the Giants reflected in a yawn by somebody on their sideline there a moment ago. Jeff Seidner is waiting the punt from Rodriguez, standing at 45-yard line of the Eagles. Rodriguez at the Giant 5. And he just gets it away. Seidner hit immediately and driven back. Felipe Sparks, the cornerback, number 22, made the tackle, a 39-yard punt. Well, coming up here on CBS, game 2 of our doubleheader, the Bears at Dallas, and the final game of Mike Singletary. We mentioned that just moments ago, and there'll be a lot of sentiment there, even in Dallas, for this great Chicago Bear player. And of course, Mike Ditka, like Ray Handley, getting a lot of heat for the disappointing season the Bears have had. Those of you in Giants land in New York will see that doubleheader game today. Doesn't always happen, as you well know. 33 seconds left in this game here in this first half. In and out of the hands of Byers as Renee Thompson may have got a hand on it, diving in front of Byers, the tight end.
Tim, as a defender, when you're going for the ball, unless you have a clear shot at making the catch, when you break on the ball, you should always go with your inside hand. You see, if you go with your inside hand, you keep your backside hand by the receiver. If you miss the ball, you still have a chance of making the tackle. If you go with your backside hand, you have no chance at all.
Thompson may have deflected that, or it might have been just off target. Cunningham with pressure again. Johnson chasing him. Upfield, it's tipped and caught, but yes, inbounds.
Well, Corey Raymond got his hand on it and tipped it.
Roy Green.
When things are going right, they go right.
What a job by Green to stay in bounds.
Great concentration to watch the ball. Corey Raymond will fall. He'll get his hand up. Right here, see, he'll go past it. He tips it up, and really, that makes the play for Roy Green. Great job of concentration.
Greg Jackson on his back. The great veteran Roy Green, their third receiver, comes up with a first down. Cunningham gets it off quickly, and that's complete off the left side to Barnett. Another Eagle first down to the 29-yard line, and suddenly the Giants wilting defensively here. Only 2 seconds left in the first half.
And Barnett's first catch of the half will put him in a position to try for a field goal.
Ruzek will tee it up at the 36-yard line of the Giants for a 46-yard try. Lamar McGriggs blocked the first try by Ruzek back in the first quarter. And a 51-yard run by Eric Dorsey took it deep into the Eagles' territory, but Hostetler fumbled down there. Ruzek from 46, and it's good. So time expires, and the Eagles leave the field with a 17-0 lead.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of 1993 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles. Budweiser, the king of beers with that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud. And by Hoffa, starring Jack Nicholson and Danny DeVito, now playing
in the second half. Joey Smith returning the kickoff, and a good effort out to the 26-yard line for the reserve wide receiver from Louisville.
Well, Tim, the first series of this second half will tell the tale of what this New York Giant team is going to do. I'm sure nothing was said. Really, at halftime, very few things are ever said that mean anything. It always comes down to the player, and really, it comes down to your quarterback because he's got to make something happen.
Hostetler 2 of 6 in the first half for just 21 yards. He fumbled twice. They were both costly and was sacked twice. On first down, gets some time, hits the tight end cross for a first down to the 41-yard line.
So the first play, their first down of the game. This is what they're going to have to do the whole second half, Tim, if they want to get back into it. There shouldn't be any quit out here. If you're a New York Giant, look, this has to be personal. This game becomes your resume, as we spoke earlier, and this goes, everybody is seeing this. As you play each game, it's recorded on film, and that is your signature.
Ball blown around there from the line of scrimmage, so a momentary delay. Out to the left comes Ed McCaffrey. Showing pass here with a 2 wide-out spread. Ingram in motion behind the ball. Ingram picks up about 7. Dropped immediately by Kenny Rose, the linebacker number 55, getting some time for Joyner. Now remember, Joyner went out late. No, Joyner has returned to the field. Joyner is all right. Kenny Rose getting some linebacker time here in this second half. Now Frizzell replaces McMillan. Rose in for Thomas on the right side. The outside linebacking core. Second down and 5. Hampton hit hard at the line of scrimmage, got about 2. Byron Evans, the middle linebacker, number 56.
Now, what they're doing, Tim, they just keep on running behind Jumbo Elliott. That's one point of view. The other point of view is they keep running away from Reggie White. Now, a player like Reggie White, what you got to remember with him is even when he's not making a play, he's making a play. See, they're running away from him, which means that he's at a top priority of their list. There's Big Reg. Even when a guy like that doesn't figure in on the play, he still figures in on it.
He's a presence no matter what. Third down and 3 for the Giants.
Jailbreak.
All the way back to the 31-yard line. Harmon was there, Joyner, Simmons.
Well, they move Reggie White inside to collapse that pocket. Now here they come up the middle. They bring the blitz. Coverage is good. There's nowhere to go. You got to hold on to him. Doesn't happen. Bart Oates shows you the way he figures out to stop Reggie White. That's just latch on and hold on for dear life.
Simmons in on that sack. The NFL leader with 17.5 coming into the game gets at least a half there. Rodriguez punt. Taken by Seidner at the 20. Loose ball. Giants have it. Pepper Johnson. Jesse Campbell knocked it loose. A former Eagle player. And Pepper Johnson came up with a loose ball. Seidner had a good return going to that point. And we'll be back at Veterans Stadium in a moment.
Eagles return man, number 85 in the middle of your screen routes. He's going to get hit by Jesse Campbell, number 37. Now, the hit does not make the ball come loose. What makes it come loose is right. See, the ball's never tucked away. He never hits the ball. That's a poor job of protecting the ball by Jeff Seidner.
Pepper Johnson came up with it. There's Jesse Campbell, acquired as a free agent from the Eagles. He was their number 2 pick in '91. First down, Giants. Hostetler with play action under pressure. And it's tipped away by Eric Allen, intended for Mark Ingram. There were 3 defenders around the ball. Hostetler rushed to throw it there.
Yeah, you said it right. He was rushed. He didn't have time to set and really get some air under that ball. So the ball hung up there, and that allowed the ball to be tipped.
White and Jeter had the heat on him.
Yeah, White and Jeter and anybody else who wants to come through. This is really a poor job of pass blocking today by the New York Giants. You see Cratch coming back on Jeter. Reggie White there at the end to throw him down. All kinds of pressure by the front of the Philadelphia Eagle defense.
2nd and 10. That's complete. McCaffrey breaks a tackle, has a first down. Giants to the 23-yard line of the Eagles.
And a good call right there by the Giants staff. Hey, you're getting all kinds of pressure. Hey, go with the quick stuff. Line them up. Let the DBs run off. Hit McCaffrey underneath. Let him run for the ball. Let him run with the ball and get as much yardage as he can.
15-yard gain and a first down to the 23-yard line. Bud Carson, the Eagles defensive boss, had the Giants locked up in the first half.
Tim, what works against a good pass rush are the draws, couple of screens, and the quick passes. Now, once you've loosened and slowed them down a little bit, then you can go up.
Meggett. Down to the 7-yard line.
I like that. Looked like Meggett had the option to option.
He had the option to option.
Yeah, that's the old double option rule. They'll hand the ball to Meggett now.
He'll have to me here.
He'll have a trail. I'll show it to you right here. You see right here? He has the option right there to option to Rodney Hampton. That is called the double option.
It got him down to the 9-yard line. He's always dangerous with the ball, and you do have to wonder again offensively in terms of the Giants why he hasn't seen the ball more all season long. Rodney Hampton to the 2.
But Tim, what I don't like about that formation right there, the New York Giants traditionally, when they line up in I formation, they go to the 2 tight end set, which they did, and they just follow the fullback. Now, if you're a Philadelphia Eagle on defense, that tells you the play before it ever starts. We saw it twice in short yardage, and they stopped it. Now, this time, they don't stop it. And what the New York Giants, in effect, are saying is, we know you know where the ball is coming. We're just going to physically beat you.
2 tight ends line up on the right side, Cross and Derek Brown. Hampton stopped at the line of scrimmage. Clyde Simmons made the initial hit.
And what the Philadelphia Eagles say is, we're going to beat you physically. Watch Jared Bunch. Where he goes, the ball goes. Hampton's right behind him. He just fouls that big rear end right into the hole. Simmons has different ideas, as does Golick and the rest of that Philadelphia defense.
Eagles run 2 new defenders into the secondary. Otis Smith. Mark McMillan comes back on. Out come Thomas and Frizzell. 3rd and goal. Incomplete. Intended for Howard Cross. Joyner on the coverage may have got a hand on it. Cross could not hold it.
Well, if Cross's hands get on that football, he's got to score a touchdown. The ball is delivered. He has ample time. There's not the great deal of pressure. You'll see Cross come across. Tim, that's the 3rd dropped ball that has meant something, this one being a touchdown.
So they have to settle for the field goal. Willis from the 11-yard line connects from 21 yards away, and the Giants finally get on the scoreboard. It is 17-3, Philadelphia.
You think shopping for the perfect car is difficult? Try shopping for the perfect owner. I need someone who can appreciate my roominess. I said roominess. And my V6 power.
Wow. Can I borrow the... No.
And most of all, I need an owner who can appreciate my affordability.
Acclaim, the car you've been looking for, and vice versa, from Chrysler Plymouth.
Everybody appreciates an airbag. For me! My airbag.
What we need now is the beach.
And the broom. And the legs.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going.
You're looking at the birth of an entirely new form of antacid. New Mylanta gel caps. Easy to swallow with absolutely no chalky taste. The potency of Mylanta antacid now in a gel cap. My doctor said Mylanta.
This is the end of how you think about dandruff shampoo. Of Head & Shoulders as you now know it. Now it's better. Because new Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts to help prevent flakes. Would you try this with your ordinary shampoo? I think not. No other shampoo has this formula. New Head & Shoulders. This could be the end of flakes. Period.
A freight train collides with a speeding pickup and a desperate wife rushes to help her injured husband.
I didn't see how my world could go on without Ryan.
Rescue 911, Tuesday.
9:02 remains in the third quarter as the Giants finally get on the scoreboard with a field goal from 20 yards out by Ken Willis, making it 17-3. And this Eagles defense been pretty stingy even after they turn it over.
Pretty stingy. That's great right there. No touchdowns after the turnover. That is always the sign, the telltale sign of how good your defense is.
Seidner coughed up the turnover on the punt. This time holds on tightly and gets to the 35-yard line where Jesse Campbell steers him out. It was Campbell who made the hit on him, and he dropped it following the punt.
Now that's not very good right there. See, if you're Jeff Seidner and you're 5'7", you're away 175, you don't start a fight on the other team's sideline. Just a hunch I have. I don't know.
Seidner, the rookie from Hawaii.
Now, you pick on somebody, you pick on the kicker. That was his first mistake. Now he's into the sidelines. Campbell makes it. Makes the tackle, and he gets up and he starts jawing with the New York Giants sideline. Not a good decision.
5'6", 170-pounder. First down, Eagles at their own 32. Herschel Walker. Walker gets a couple over the 35-yard line. Byron Guyton tripped him up, and Herschel Walker came into this game with 966 yards, and he needs only one more for a 1,000-yard season. And I think most people would agree it's one of the more quiet 1,000-yard seasons this year in the NFL.
Yeah, Tim, but when you looked at this Eagle team from the beginning, when they picked him up, they said, look, he could be a 1,000-yard rusher, which we haven't had here for a long time. So for him to get it is a big plus for the decision to get him here.
No doubt. And with Keith Sherman, he's giving them a nice 1-2 punch on the ground. Second down and 8, a 2-yard pickup. Cunningham smacked by Pepper Johnson.
Hello, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Heath. My name is Pepper Johnson. That's a great break on the ball from Pepper Johnson. Watch Pepper Johnson now. He's stuck in the zone. You're going to see him, number 52 right here. See what he's going to do. He's going to drop back in that zone and wait for the ball to be thrown. See, there he is. Now, see, that's a nice break. You'll always judge a good break on the ball when you see the quarterback's hand coming forward. That's when the defender will break, and that will give you the big hit.
Notable enthusiasm on your part as you cover these linebackers. I think you'd like to see 11 linebackers on defense.
Well, really, your best defenses do have 11 linebackers on it.
Third down and 5. This is tripped up.
I like this, Timothy.
That's Felipe Sparks, the rookie. Played corner like a linebacker there.
That was well executed by the Philadelphia Eagles by Felipe Sparks. Good job of reading and keeping his eye on the third man out, and makes a good tackle.
Sparks, another reason for optimism looking down the road for these Giants, whether Handley is there or not. Their number 2 choice this year from Arizona State looks like the real thing. Eagles punt taken by Meggett. Meggett hesitated just a second, wound up with only a 4-yard return on a 36-yard punt. Ken Rose made the tackle. And we'll be back to Veterans Stadium in just a moment.
Here's where Alka-Seltzer Plus fights tough colds with tough congestion, tough aches,
Tough sore throat.
This is why you need a tough medicine. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. The leading cold pill only relieves congestion, but Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves congestion, sore throat, sneezing, body aches. That's tough medicine.
You bet it's tough.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. It's tough medicine. For a cold with a cough, try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and cough medicine.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
This is crazy. This is crazy. 2 pizzas, 2 free Crazy Breads, 2 free soft drinks, all for $7.98 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. Now, all over the world, the sisters and mothers and best friends waiting to hear from you can hear from you for a lot less. Introducing the AT&T Special Country Plan. Save 15%. It's easy. There's no monthly fee. Just call right now and tell us your one special international country and start saving to everyone in it every hour of every day. We'll always be there to make calling more affordable.
Would you like to get rich quick?
Yeah.
These people say they know how. You want to know their secrets? Watch a 48 Hours double feature at a special time, Wednesday.
17-3. Good defensive series by the Giants, and they have the ball at their own 34-yard line. Rod Rust, the defensive coordinator, who has taken a lot of heat. You can see him with his back to you. The Giants area is just turning now.
Yeah, there's Rod Rust.
Taking heat from his players, not so much from anybody else, but the defensive core of that team used to another style. Hostetler, under heat, gets it to Bunch, and Bunch is hit right at the line of scrimmage and got only a yard. Not an effective play in any way. Evans there to make the hit.
Well, this play is supposed to be a naked. Now, Haas trips right here, right there. See, he just loses his footing a little bit, and he lets the ball go. Now, that play is either a sack or a completion. Here it's the completion, but Haas pays the price from Seth Joyner.
Eagles fans happy to see Joyner back out there late in the first half. He appeared to hurt his shoulder. Pro Bowl caliber player for sure, and a key man defensively. Second down and 8 as Bunch turned it into almost 2 yards. They are pouring in on Hostetler, led by Reggie White, and then by Mike Pitts, who got him. 4 sacks.
Jeff Hostetler just ducked and tried to save his life as Reggie White comes over the top. White on the left side of your screen. It's just going to be another jailbreak. He beats Riesenberg inside. Mike Pitts mops it up, but Reggie White is just, you know, this is one guy who changed the NFC East, as did Lawrence Taylor. When Reggie White showed up, that left tackle or right tackle spot really became important on every other team in the NFC East because of Reggie White.
Each team with 4 sacks to this point. 3rd and 15. Some early movement, and apparently by the Giants, drawing the Eagles over. And you got to feel they're getting a little nervous on that right side or wherever Reggie White is lined up.
Well, you know, they line him up in the middle.
False start. Number 72 on the offense. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Last week, these same Giants did a very good job defensively against Kansas City. No sacks on Hostetler at all, but these are the Eagles.
Well, you know, Reggie White will make anybody jump off sides, you know, when you know he's coming full bore and you know it's going to be a pass. And 3rd down and 20, he's just got his ears pinned back and ready to roll. Now, this is a guy who can beat you with strength. He can beat you with speed. They'll run the stunts. It's not a good position to be in if you're an offensive tackle.
Quick release this time by Hostetler on a short drop out to Callaway, but well short of the 1st down. He got back about 9, bringing up 4th down. Mark McMillan on the coverage.
Yeah, McMillan's on the coverage. Now watch Reggie White 92 on Doug Riesenberg. Now what Riesenberg will do, look, you just get your hand up there and get it off, you know, around the neck. Let the ball get off quick. You avoid the sack.
Ruben Rodriguez stands at his 17-yard line, and Jeff Seidner is back again, getting more return time in place of Sikahema, standing at the 25 of the Eagles. Bearcats signal by Seidner at the 29-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles, who lead 17-3 with 4:11 remaining in the third quarter.
This party's getting off to a good start.
Hold on, I got a surprise.
Ooh, champagne.
Your clothes, tasty.
The color's beautiful.
Oh, this is great. Was this new? Yeah, it's Blanc de Noir. It's what?
Blanc de Noir.
Oh, that's easy for you to say.
I've never had a champagne like it.
That's the surprise.
Blanc de Noir, a wonderful new taste from Tots. Blanc de Noir. There's no champagne quite like it.
Nothing satisfies so many people in so many different ways. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
If you want a new car for under $15,000, you have 210 choices. But if you'd like 2 years free service, you can forget 206 of them. Introducing the new Hyundai Sonata, Elantra, Scoop, and Excel. The only 4 cars out of 210 that cover virtually everything, even oil changes for 2 years. Free protection from Hyundai, cars that make sense. See your Hyundai dealer now and get a great deal, but hurry, savings time ends soon.
Reggie White, this morning's Philadelphia Inquirer, a very graceful column by their fine columnist Bill Lyon, about what a tragic loss to Philadelphia it would be if they don't give up the green, as that sign says, and keep Reggie White here in Philadelphia, not just because of all of the things we've been saying today about his ability as a ball player, but in addition to those, his qualities as a human being and the great image that he portrays for the Eagles in the city of Philadelphia. Sherman on first down to the 7-yard line. Out to the 37, a gain of about 7. Well, this Thursday at 2:30 Eastern, CBS Sports will present the John Hancock Bowl. The Baylor Bears take on the Arizona Wildcats. Then on New Year's Day, I know that you'll be tuned in, Matt, the Blockbuster Bowl. Joe Paterno takes in the Nittany Lions against Bill Walsh's Stanford Cardinal. 2 great coaches, 2 pretty good teams.
2 great coaches. You know, Bill Walsh made his mark in the pro game. Joe Paterno, one of the 2 coaching legends left in all of college football, along with Eddie Robinson.
Herschel Walker.
And there's his 1,000-yard season, Tim.
To the Giant 45, a 19-yard gain to go over the 1,000 mark, and his teammates know it.
Tim, there's only been 3 other 1,000-yard rushers. Ernest Jackson, Van Buren, and Wilbert Montgomery, and Herschel Walker becomes number 4. And for a Philadelphia team that has such a great history, that's really hard to imagine.
It is. Walker joining good company and become a very popular player, especially with his teammates here in Philadelphia. Keith Sherman does his job and picks up about 8. Now for another NFL update, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Tim, at the Metrodome, the Vikings are dimming the Packers' playoff hopes by the minute. Sean Salisbury, 50 yards to Jake Reed. It set up a Terry Allen 1-yard touchdown, 27-7. Minnesota leading Green Bay, which needs a win or a tie to make the playoffs, Tim.
All right, Greg, a nice chuck there by Salisbury. And even though it looks like the Packers now may be on their way out for this season, what a job Mike Holmgren did with that team, and what an exciting young quarterback they have in Brett Favre. 2nd down and 3. Walker trying for another first down, and he's got it. Slicing inside the marker before being driven out by Sparks.
You know, we said earlier, when they got Herschel Walker, they said he could be a 1,000-yard rusher, and of course he turns it on and gets it. The thing that interests me, though, see, Herschel Walker is a guy who's got to run straight ahead to get his yards, which means your offensive line's got to be dominant in the middle, and clearly this is not a dominant offensive line, and that means Herschel Walker's had a bigger season than the 1,000 yards even appears.
Well, they've had a number of injuries along their offensive line, and today, as we pointed out, they've got two of them out, Heller and Shad, with Darrell Smith and Brian Baldinger playing left tackle and left guard today. Cunningham steps back and sails it out of bounds in the general direction of Calvin Williams. Perry Williams had the coverage.
Tim,
down.
The other thing that appears to me in this Philadelphia running back situation is Herschel Walker got the 1,000 yards, but in my opinion, he's not their best running back. Heath Sherman is the better of the two running backs.
Well, that's been, I think, the effectiveness for the Eagles this year in bringing the kind of a run game that Richie Kotite would prefer to have, because he really believes, as most coaches say, that, and obviously it sets up our passing game, and that's a football cliche, but it really does help Randall Cunningham. Walker this time is met right at the line and gets only a yard or two. That's Pepper Johnson, been playing a strong game at linebacker. And a few extra words.
That's a big rookie, Keith Hamilton. Rookie out of Pitt.
Brian Baldinger, the veteran, number 62. Well, it's still a Giants-Eagles rivalry. There's no replacing that, no matter what the standings are, the records of the two teams. Kansas City looks like it may be sending Denver out of the playoffs and the Chiefs in. Miami in difficulty at New England. 3rd down and 8. Cunningham, that batted down.
Corey Raymond with his second play off the corner, Tim. They brought him 2 times. One time with the sack, and this time he knocks the ball down. So Rod Russ sees something in that set that is causing him to bring his nickelback Corey Raymond, and it's been successful for him.
Raymond again, another of the young, promising stars for the future. Rookie out of LSU, a free agent. There's some talent, to say the least, both young and veteran on this Giants team, and they just roll on their punt unit quickly, the defensive punt unit. No, they don't do it quickly enough. They have to call timeout.
Well, Corey Miller couldn't get off in time, so he signaled for a timeout. That's poor execution by the Giants special teams.
I'm not sure why they were so long coming on. They must have felt that maybe the Eagles were going to go for it there, but they had ample time to get there.
Well, maybe there was a question, I think, if they were going to try a field goal or not. That would have given them a 50-yard field goal. And so they kept their defense on as long as they could. And then once the decision was made to punt it, they weren't able to get there in time.
Ball is at the 32-yard line of the New York Giants. Well, the Eagles headed into a playoff situation next week. And that's not a bad record when you look down at the teams they could be playing. New Orleans, Minnesota.
But more important than the 4-4 record is the fact that they have played all the playoff teams, Tim, and that gives them an edge because they're more familiar with them.
Dallas in that mix, of course, could be.
Washington, Dallas, San Francisco, Minnesota, and they've played them all. And there's nothing better when you're going into the playoffs to go against a team that you've already gone against. It kind of takes away a little bit of the question marks and the mystery about the game going in.
Richie Kotite assured everybody they were going to play this hard today. They were playing to win. He wasn't going to sit out starters, and they have played it that way right from the get-go.
Well, he made it pretty clear to us that that's what he wanted to do, and I think he's made it pretty clear here today. The defense has shown up and played. Cunningham's made some big plays. The only thing they can't get straight is snapping the ball and making this punt.
This seems like an interminable delay down here.
Interminable.
Wondering now if there is a clock problem or whatever. The Giants had to take the timeout, remember, because they had too many men on the field making the change. Eagles finally ready to punt. 7-0 at home. The Eagles would like to have an unbeaten season at home with a victory here today. Eagles, angling for the corner, and it goes right to one of his own guys, Otis Smith, standing on the 15-yard line.
Well, Red Cashin just caught William Frizzell being held off the corner. I'm sorry, William Frizzell holding. And they went for the block. They got to his corner, and he just yanked him down.
Before the ball was kicked, holding number 33 on the offense. That penalty is declined. It'll be New York's ball, first down and 10.
At the 14-yard line, when we return to Veterans Stadium, it'll be Giants ball.
Domino's Pizza cordially invites you to
Pile it on our unlimited topping pizza. Pile on the pepperoni, the mushrooms, the sizzling sausage. Come on, don't be shy. Pile on the bacon, the onions, the peppers. Pile on the twisty bread. Yeah, now try a whole bag full of new Domino's Twisty Bread absolutely free when you order our unlimited topping medium. And all this just $9.99.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime. For relief without alcohol. Hit the box, not the bottle.
There's nothing better than winning a Super Bowl or a NASCAR race. But to finish strong, you have to start fresh. Interstate batteries are fresh. For factory fresh power, call 1-800-CRANK-IT. Start fresh with Interstate.
To be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Well, Jim McMahon knows how to have fun here on the sideline. You know, he's going to score. Watch it. He has his competition going with his buddy. Look at this. The guy's a nut. You'll always like this guy. Now watch. They took his hat and he spikes the ball boy. You'll always like that guy because he has a kind of a disregard for the authority around him, but once he's in the game, he knows how to play.
Well, that's for sure. He proved it all last season when he had to play. Bunch on first down, gets about 4 out to the 18-yard line. Joyner made the stop for the Eagles there. 17-3, Eagles lead. Giants have been unable to do anything on offense. Hostetler, 8 of 13 for 67 yards, sacked 4 times. Just the field goal to show for their effort here as we approach the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Philadelphia Eagles 17, the Giants 3, and our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
I'm no pushover. I don't jump every time somebody screams sale. I mean, even though I need a new car, I'm waiting for the right deal. So when I come down there, you better be ready for me. Because when you say now is the right time, it better not just be balloons and confetti. So what do you got?
Lease a Nissan Maxima or Pathfinder for just $279 a month till January 5th.
When you move into a new house, little things are going to come up. Unexpected things. Things the previous owner forgot to mention. So to make your new house a home, turn to the book with more choices. It can even help if you want to get out of the house for a while. Bet you'll learn Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bella Pentic Company.
Means first fruits. It is a celebration from December 26th to January 1st. It was created for African Americans to focus on their rich heritage. There are 7 principles in Kwanzaa, among them unity, self-determination, purpose. On the last day, Imani, we sing, dance, and wish each other prosperity for the coming year. Harambe!
Happy Kwanzaa from all of us at Channel 10.
This is Channel 10, WCAU-TV, Philadelphia.
17-3, the Eagles lead the Giants. Jim McMahon on the sideline. There was some talk that he might see some action, and he may well yet. Beginning of the fourth quarter here at Veterans Stadium. And I guess when you look at all of the woes in Chicago this season, there might be some Bear fans who say, I wish we still had old Jim. Second down and a long 6 for the Giants. Bunch, not much, maybe a yard. Near the 20-yard line, it'll leave third down and 4. Thomas and Miano, Rich Miano, number 38, in on the tackle. Eagles defense has just had the Giants in check all day long, surrendering only the 20-yard field goal by Willis, and that came after Seidner's fumble of a punt return set up the Giants in Eagles territory. Third and 4. 4 wide receivers in now for the Giants: Baker, Callaway, Ingram, and McCaffrey. Hostetler has a man. It's Ingram. Wrapped up by Miano, but not before a first down at the 39-yard line of New York.
Yeah, and Tim, the difference there is he had time to throw the football. And they ran a stunt on the top side to Jumbo Elliott's side, but what they do a very good job of is picking the stunt up. Now watch right here. Watch these two guys right here. Roberts and Elliott. Now they'll pass that off. That allows the lack of pressure, and the time the ball gets out there, Ingram makes the catch.
21-yard gain to the Giant 40-yard line. One setback. Again, another quick short drop from Hostetler out to Callaway, and a gain of about 6. We talked about Jumbo Elliott during the course of the game, and I know you kept a file on all of the players you faced. Tell us about this guy.
Well, Big Jumbo, and there's a couple things you got to remember. He's 310 pounds, but you know what? He's very quick, and he can move out there, so you can never try to work away from him. More importantly, he uses his body as a shock absorber. Now, he'll let you hit him, he'll take the shot, and then he'll kind of finesse you and throw him. So what you got to do, Tim, you got to go up and smack him, let him take the shot, then you have to be under control. You can't let him get his hands on you and torque you.
Let's see what happens here. 2nd and 5. They're going to throw it. Ingram again. Ingram gets to the marker for a first down.
Now, I'm surprised they haven't gone to this mode earlier, Tim. They're working the outside quick passing game. Defensive secondary is laying off. Take advantage of it. Move the sticks. Get the first down. Get some confidence and rhythm in your offense.
Meggett comes back in. Callaway goes out. Derek Brown comes in to make it double tight at the 49-yard line on first down.
That's Big Jumbo. I remember when we played him 2 years ago. I couldn't wait to smack him. There's a big, strong guy. I was so excited. I went up to headbutt him, and he torqued me and threw me about 6 yards deep.
Meggett.
There's that option again.
That's the option, right?
Yeah, the double option.
He got about 3 on it. Hampton running with him.
Anytime you get the ball in Dave Meggett's hands, there's a chance something's going to happen. Now, what you remember about Meggett, he's not tough to bring down once you get your hands on him. The key is getting your hands on him. I remember in the championship game just 2 years ago, out in San Francisco, they were starting Meggett, and once you could hit him, boy, you could drill him. But it was really tough trying to get him. Quick as a hiccup, that guy.
On second down, Howard Cross to the 25-yard line. Meggett on the money, and one of the officials went down on the play.
I think that's Dave Hamilton, the umpire.
Didn't see the contact. A 19-yard gain, Hostetler to Howard Cross, but Dave Hamilton got caught up in the traffic. Took a pretty good shot, so we'll try and get word on him in a minute.
Yeah, watch Dave Hamilton right there. You want to be an umpire? You want to be in the middle of everything? This is what happens. Boom.
For those who thought full-size luxury car owners were taken for granted, change is in the wind. Introducing the all-new Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham.
Totally redesigned to be the quietest Fleetwood ever, the most spacious and the safest, with dual airbags and safety belts that provide supplemental protection for the people closest to you. The 1993 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
United Airlines. In 12 cities, in 11 Latin American countries, they're playing our song. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Nicoderm, nicotine transdermal system by prescription only.
I'd heard about the Nicoderm patch, but when it comes to something like that, I only go to one place for advice.
Nicoderm. Ask your doctor about it.
After all, who knows better?
Some people get nasal congestion, but if you get sinus congestion, use a sinus spray like Sinex. Only Sinex has a decongestant plus Vicks Vapors, so you can feel your swollen passages open up. For sinus, think Sinex.
Dave Hamilton right there, the umpire, never sees this happen. This is Derek Brown over here and Byron Evans behind Hamilton. Now, Evans does a great job of knocking the receiver down right into, see this, boom, smacks him. Now, just as Hamilton turns, Derek Brown's right on top of him.
250 pounds of young tight end. But we're happy to report that Dave Hamilton is out there and ready to go again. First down, Giants. Hostetler trying to find a man and goes to the tight end again. And that is broken up. A flag is down downfield. Across the intended receiver. Couldn't hold on, but downfield there may have been a hold by the Eagles.
And Chris Callaway is pretty excited about it, and that means it's against the Philadelphia Eagles. That was on Mark McMillan. They had the matchup. And he caught him back there. McMillan's pleading his case to the official, but it's not going to make a difference. The flag's already on the ground.
Number 29 on the defense. 5 yards. First down.
Yeah, that's Red Cashin's best first down of the game so far. Well done, Red.
That's Red Cashin. And if he doesn't remind you of W.C. Fields, no one does.
He does. At the 20-yard line, Giants. And the Eagles pour in on Jared Bunch, giving him no room to run.
Jared Bunch does a good job of showing you what it means to have good feet in the hole. Right at the point of attack, William Thomas came up to make a good stick, and Bunch just uses those feet to get away from it and avoid a negative on the play. Bunch is a big guy. He does have very good feet. But you have to have him running straight forward all the time, Tim. He's a guy like Herschel Walker, although much bigger. He's most effective between the tackles.
Yeah, well, they stopped him. He still got a yard just on that same straight-ahead strength. 2nd and 9. Hostetler, Joyner on him, throws deep to the end zone, incomplete. Had to unload with Seth Joyner steaming in on him.
And Seth Joyner showing you why he should be an all-pro, and it's right here. Watch the lower right-hand part of your screen. Seth Joyner be number 59. He's right over here, and he's going to come full bore. Now, you couple that with a blitz up the middle by Evans, and that opens up the outside. Hostetler's got to let the ball go away. Joyner right in his face. Seth Joyner reminds me of Jack Ham. They're the kind of guys, he's like a 70s outside backer. He can cover, he can tackle, he plays the pass game very well. He's a good blitzer. Every facet of his game he does well.
Big third down for the Giants. McCaffrey. Not enough.
And you go for it here if you're a New York Giant. Why not?
They need about 3 for the first down. They need to get to the 10-yard line.
And it's no decision, really. Ed McCaffrey breaking that off a little bit early. The Allentown product had a good year. Good job of coming up with the catch. Poor job of not making the first down.
Stephen Baker comes on for the Giants. The tight end cross goes out. Eagles get an extra defensive back on.
Great job
touchdown signal yet, but he's right at the goal line. McCaffrey with a diving effort. He is the man down. Well, he laid it out there for the Giants' cause.
And he's another big plus for the New York Giants.
Just a second-year man from Stanford.
Hostetler has him. Beautifully thrown ball where it only could be. Now McCaffrey turns it up, and he wants that end zone. That's a great job. Oh, and he comes down right on top of his head.
McCaffrey is up and all right. And it is a touchdown. We never saw the official signal down there as McCaffrey landed on his head. But the Giants had got themselves back in it.
Watch the effort.
And the point after is good by Willis. 10:05 still to play, and the Eagles now lead by only 7.
A simple office phone. A large custom-tailored telecommunications system. Voice only or voice and data. Digital switching. Satellite communications. Tie lines. Mobile communications. Multiple long-distance hookups. There are many ways to get information from point A to point B. And it's all as simple as GTE.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me.
It's a universal truth. Miller Lite's brewed from the start to be the one great-tasting beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Another unexplained crop formation has been sighted. Looks like there's intelligent life out there, after all.
Until now, some thought imports wrote the book on handling, but change is just around the corner. Introducing the Cadillac Eldorado Touring Coupe with the North Star system. Its advanced road-sensing suspension reads the contours of the road automatically and adjusts instantaneously to put the fun back into driving. The Cadillac Eldorado Touring Coupe with the North Star system, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Cadillac, changing the way you think about American automobiles. Miller Lite, an official sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 27. And by GTE, telecommunications consultant to the NFL.
Tim Ryan with Matt Millen here at Veterans Stadium. The Giants have climbed back into this with lots of time remaining. 10:05 to go. Their offense finally comes alive here early in the fourth quarter. Hostetler to McCaffrey, a 13-yard touchdown. Seidner to the 26-yard line of the Eagles. Jesse Campbell on the stop. We have more football ahead today on CBS. Our doubleheader game. The Chicago Bears at the Dallas Cowboys. And we said earlier that with all the heat on Ray Handley, it should be remembered other coaches are also taking some heat. Mike Ditka, a Super Bowl champion in 1985, and now maybe not be back with the Bears, has not yet had the old vote of confidence from the Bears ownership. 86 yards in 11 plays. McCaffrey finishing it off, landing on his head, but in the end zone for the score.
Great job by McCaffrey of knowing where the end zone was, and he atones for the coming up short on that third down, Tim. And Ed McCaffrey is a player that the New York Giants know is going to produce for him. Now, he doesn't have the great speed, and he's not a big, strong guy who can play tight end or anything like that. He's outside, possession guy. He'll use his body, but more importantly, he'll always come up with a catch.
Just a second-year man from Stanford. And again, when you go through the roster of this team, even though you tick off a lot of guys over 30 years of age who may be on their way out as free agents, there's still a lot of impressive young talent on this Giants team. Whether Ray Handley will be there to coach it or not is the question mark remaining. And George Young, the general manager, says that if the decision is made, it'll be made sooner rather than later. 10
Good job by Felipe Sparks, making sure that Walker doesn't go the distance.
All the way down to the 36-yard line. 38 yards.
Walker's able to get to the corner, and that whole lane opens up. You're going to watch it. Now, shoulders are square outside of Corey Miller where they said they wanted to attack. This lane opens. Now Walker can use the speed that he has. Felipe Sparks, don't make a big hit. Slow him down, get in his way. That's a great job by the rookie.
Well, the Eagles bounce right back from the touchdown to get it into Giants territory. Sherman gets about 2. Now the Giants defense simply has to do the job to give their offense, which showed some spark, an opportunity to bring them back in.
Hey, they're in this football game. So if you're a New York Giant defender right now, remember, the way you play is your signature. You sign that film that goes out on your resume. And now, if you want to make a big mark, right now is where you make the play.
Dorsey and Hamilton combined to stop Sherman on that one at 2nd and 8. 8:32 remaining. Regulation time. Cunningham in the dirt for Barnett.
No pressure, Tim. That's just a poorly thrown ball, and he knew it when he threw it. He didn't get the air underneath. He had Barnett on the comeback. It didn't show up.
3rd down. Biggest defensive play of the game for the Giants right here.
Well, Russ is taking his headset off because their headsets are out. So the rules say that both teams have got to take their headsets out if one of them goes down. Uh-oh, they're cheating. He put his headset back on. Rod doesn't know it yet. Nobody told Rod Rush. Either that or the Eagles are they're cheating over there, Tim.
Cunningham on 3rd down, and it is stopped short. Byers hit immediately. Renee Thompson and Myron Guyton are there. It's 4th down and about 2.
And they're going to kick it.
Ruzek comes on to attempt the field goal.
Now, Red Cashin has come over right there, and he's telling the Eagle coaches that they can't have their headsets on. He went over to the side and said, hey, take them off, take them off. And now they did. Now, remember, they blocked one in the first half. And that was Lamar McGriggs, and he came inside the tight end.
This will be a 46-yard attempt for Roger Ruzek. It's good. Eagles lead, 7:29 to go.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. The Minnesota Vikings defense has been nothing short of sensational in 1992. In Dennis Green's first season as coach, the defense has become a lethal scoring machine, leading the entire league in takeaways and touchdowns returned with 8. Their aggressive defense has made the Vikings the best they can be.
Enemy in the open.
If the communications data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces scattered.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
This could be the biggest shot of Jeff Sluman's career.
What do you think? I think you're right. Dr. Pepper does taste more like regular Dr. Pepper.
Diet Dr. Pepper. The taste you've been looking for.
Until now, some thought imported luxury sedans possessed a higher level of engineering. But change is on the horizon. Introducing the 1993 Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. At its heart, a 295 horsepower North Star V8. So advanced, its first scheduled tune-up is 100,000 miles. The Cadillac Seville STS with the North Star system. Changing the way you think about American automobiles.
7:29 remains. Zeke Bratkowski on the offensive staff of the Philadelphia Eagles, talking to his guys. 20-10, 10-point lead for the Eagles, with the touchdown stopped short by the Giants, but a field goal making it now more difficult for the Giants.
Yeah, I watched some film.
46 yards.
Sorry, Tim. I watched some film the other day with Zeke Bratkowski and talked to him about what this Philadelphia Eagles offense had to do. And the biggest thing that he said is he just needs Cunningham to relax and play his game, and that's what we've seen.
Joey Smith turning the kickoff out to about the 29-yard line. So the Giants defense did a good job. They held the Eagles to the field goal there. Now it's up to Hostetler and company to get something back quickly. 7 of 8 on that last drive for 71 yards, and the pass to McCaffrey for the score.
And they'll go back, Tim, if they had success in that last drive of throwing the quicks and then finding the tight end down in the open seam. Let's see if they go back with it. First down's not been kind to the Giants today.
Ingram, McCaffrey, Callaway, 3 wide receivers. That's too high, intended for McCaffrey. Eagles defensively have Jeter and Golick in at the tackle spots. Simmons and White at the ends.
Tim, when I look at this New York Giant offense, the one thing that really seems to be missing for me, in my mind, is a tight end. You know, they miss Mark Bavaro and the production at the tight end position.
Howard Cross is the starter, and Derek Brown, the rookie #1 pick, plays as the second tight end. 2nd and 10. Hostetler. Great catch. Callaway.
Great catch by Chris Callaway.
Over the rookie Mark McMillan. Perfect pass from Hostetler.
Nicely thrown ball. McMillan at 5'7". Really not a factor on the one-handed catch by Chris Callaway. Now McMillan was there running with him stride for stride. The ball was thrown where it had to be, to his outside shoulder, and that's just a great catch by Chris Callaway.
Callaway came over in Plan B on the Steelers.
Pittsburgh played against them last year.
On first down. Hampton, incomplete. Never had possession. McMillan put a good shot on him.
Yeah, Byron Evans right there. Mark McMillan. You know, we talked with him yesterday, the short guy, and asked him, you know, his impressions of the National Football League and what guys have to say to you. He said, yo, guys talk to me all the time. My first game out was against Jerry Rice, and Jerry Rice says to me, hey, you know, this is a game for big guys. What are you doing out here? You're a midget. Well, he shows you even midgets can make tackles.
Bud Carson says he is the best-looking rookie defensive back he's ever seen. It was only a matter of time until he became a starter. 2nd and 10. Almost picked off. Rich Miano.
Oh, there's a flag down. And that is called a late flag if I've ever seen one. Hostetler never saw Miano come across from the safety position. He thought he had the open lane, took a shot at it. Miano broke it up. They got pass interference on that Eagle defense.
The field judge, John Robeson, made the call, and it did come late.
Watch Miano in the middle of your screen. He's playing free safety. This is what it's for. Callaway breaks.
And the call is likely on Otis Smith. Number 30.
Now watch Miano right there. Otis Smith will come up. Ball's in the air. Smith hit him before he got there.
Tough break for the Eagles because Miano had already broken up the play. First down, Giants at the 35. 6:47 to go. Hostetler gets some time. He's got a man. Kept intercepted. Miano. Rich Miano closed fast. The ball hung just enough for him.
Watch Miano right there. He's playing center field again. He's just reading Hostetler. Look at the great break. He read his eyes, just gets over there in time. Same as before, except a deeper throw. Now, Rich Miano, the defensive coaches say what they've missed from Andre Waters and his support, they have made up with Miano's range and coverage ability, and he shows you right there what it gives you.
41-yard return, a big defensive play against the surging Giants here in the fourth. Walker, only about a yard. That's a good point you make, Matt, as Dorsey made the tackle there. When Waters went down, then Wes Hopkins gone with a knee injury. Miano and Booty became the safeties once they moved McMillan to the corner where Booty was. And those are two great run defenders, Waters and Hopkins. But as you point out, they've helped themselves a little in terms of pass defense, having Miano back there and John Booty.
Miano did a great job on that interception by reading Hostetler's eye. Sometimes when I watch Herschel Walker running between the tackles, he takes such tiny little steps. It looks like he's tiptoeing up there, and that's always what was one of the knocks on the guy. Looks like he tiptoed. But the thing you remember about Sometimes when I watch Herschel Walker running between the tackles, he takes such tiny little steps. It looks like he's tiptoeing up there, and that's always what was one of the knocks on the guy. Looks like he tiptoed. But the thing you remember about Herschel, and when I played against him, you know, he'd take those little tiptoe steps. And when you went to hit him, man, the guy was alone. Like he had a rock in his helmet, he came up there and whack you with it.
Well, they've got a 3rd down and 9. Two good run stoppers by the Giants here on the last two plays. Renee Thompson, Corey Raymond in now looking for the pass in the Giants secondary. 5:16 to go. Still ample time for the Giants if they can stop Philadelphia here. And we have a delay on the field. The officials.
Cell phones on the New York bench are out again. Please put the phones down on the Philadelphia side.
Now Red Cashin again asking the Eagles to take their headsets off.
Bud doesn't care. As long as they don't catch you know, it's all right. That's like when I was with the Raiders, the credo was cheating is encouraged, right? Now see if you just hide behind your players and don't tell anybody that you still got them on.
3rd and 9. Here comes Marshall on Cunningham. Good move by Randall. And he is dropped by Renee Thompson, well short of the 1st down, and so the Giants do a very good job on that defensive series.
The Giants came to play today. Now watch Leonard Marshall. He makes this whole thing happen. You're going to watch him, number 70, right down here. See, he takes the inside off that offensive tackle. Starts up, throw him back inside off Darryl Smith. Now, this is what Herschel Walker can do. See, he can change directions a lot quicker than Leonard Marshall can, but Marshall makes the whole play by forcing him out of the pocket. Thompson comes up and makes the tackle.
Well, we're seeing a good effort here by the Giants defense particularly, and in this second half, 4th quarter particularly, the Giants offense coming alive. This game presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL, and CBS is prohibited. Eagles ready to punt. Standing at his 35. Meggett at the Giants' 10. It's going to be down inside the 5 near the 2. Outstanding punt by Jeff Feagles.
And good coverage by Otis Smith.
Smith was ready there to keep it out of the end zone. 47 yards. And the Giants start from way back at the 2.
And if you're the outside guy like Otis Smith was, he's called the bullet. What he's got to go down is get down the field and get beyond the ball, so in case it does run towards the end zone, you can stop it. He played it perfectly. Now, hey, you're the New York Giants. Makes no difference. Pull out all the stops. Go with 4 wides. Do what you have to do. Quick stuff.
The Eagle crowd getting into this here, exhorting their defense.
A little bit of difference in the second half for the New York Giants, Tim.
Jared Bunch plows it out near the 5-yard line.
Tim, that play right there just smells of play action on this second down right now.
Meggett comes in. Mark Ingram comes in for the Giants.
Now, it looks like Jim McMahon is warming up, but you never know with the guy. He may just see that photographer and want to get a nice picture.
Second and 8. Hostetler, quick fade for McCaffrey, and McCaffrey never got loose of McMillan. The ball was overthrown anyway.
Well, when you have a mismatch like that, McMillan at 5'7", McCaffrey at 6'3", don't even waste your time with a move if you're McCaffrey. Just try to get up the field and in a position for that high ball to be caught. McCaffrey went down on his pattern. Try to put a move on him. Don't do the move. Just get up and try to get open.
4 minutes left, perhaps in the reign as head coach for Ray Handley, but his team gave an effort here today for sure, no matter the outcome of this one, as they did last week against Kansas City. Unfortunately for Ray, when asked about the effort last week, his lack of communication skills had him saying something about it being relative. Callaway, first down at the 20-yard line.
Chris Callaway threw a move. I think he faked himself out over there. Kind of lost his footing. Nice ball by Jeff Hostetler. Nice under pressure. Third, inside your own red zone. You got to get the first down. Stands in there, nice and composed, delivers the ball. And they caught them with too many men on the field.
A flag down as Meggett tries to get upfield, but was unable to do so against a good defensive maneuver near the sideline at only a gain of about 2.
Well, the Eagles weren't able to get everybody off the field. I think they caught William Thomas. Now watch right down here. See William Thomas right there. He can't quite get there. So that gives him 12 men.
12 men on the field by the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
Break for the Giants there. They had only a 2-yard gain. Bud Carson, I see, took the headset off.
Well, he tried hiding, and that didn't work. So they finally got him.
Giants first down at their 25. 3:25 on the clock. Meggett can't hold that one.
Well, that's another example of running before you catch the ball. You know, in the game of football, it always comes down to the simple things, Tim. It comes down to running, blocking, tackling, catching the ball. And when I was in a game and things would be going wrong, you always went back to basics. You start with your stance. You stay low. Concentration on the ball. All those things. And when there are mistakes, generally it happens right there. You saw Dave Meggett not catching the ball, taking off and running before he had control.
A 2nd and 5. Hostetler stands in there, has a man. Ingram holds on, takes a bump, and still has a first down with the ball at the 42-yard line.
Ingram showing some toughness out there. Took the one shot.
From Otis Smith.
Bounced right off. Went ahead, took another shot, and still fought. Otis Smith. Yeah, Otis Smith. Boy, he laid his shoulder on him. And Ingram, heck, he just spun and kept on going.
16-yard gain and a first down for the Giants. 3:03 left. As Otis Smith gets some attention.
Well, Tim, these last 2 drives, the New York Giants have been able to hold off the pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's given Hostetler time, and he's found the open guy.
Hostetler trying to rally the Giants here with time running out. Otis Smith still being attended to. Dallas has already clinched the NFC East title at 12-3. The Eagles are in the playoffs with their 10-5 mark at the moment, trying to get to 11-5 and unbeaten at home this year.
Washington will get in with the loss by the Green Bay Packers. And Washington still hasn't figured out that quarterback thing, Tim. It's never come to fruition. They thought that he was going, Mark Rippon I'm talking about, they thought that he was going to work through that whole slump, but it never happened. And yesterday, when it came down to they had to have at least one more chance with the big play, he threw a pass that looked like a punt. I couldn't believe it.
Otis Smith put the hit on the receiver Mark Ingram here.
And now watch the break in the ball coming right there. You'll watch Otis Smith come up and drop the shoulder. Boom. It's a great job by Ingram. And Otis, he's just down for the standing 8 count right there.
Well, he's on his feet, we're happy to report, and heading off. Nickel back for the Eagles. Let's go back one more time at it in live action. You'll get a little sense of what it sounds like out there.
You know, Tim, that really doesn't do it justice. A good football fan should have the opportunity to be right down there on the sideline to see what really goes on.
That's your opinion. Hostetler complete to Ingram again. Ingram with a first down at the 44-yard line. 2:50 and ticking down. Giants have only one timeout remaining and the 2-minute warning. And they trail by 10.
It took the Giants 3 quarters to figure out how to block this front. But now that they have... Oh.
Intended for Stephen Baker, and it looked like Booty may have got a hand on that one, tipping it over Baker's head.
Watch Stephen Baker down the side. He turns inside. They turn him over in the zone. Booty works the underneath. You have the safety coming over the top, Frizzell.
Booty got a hand on it. Otis Smith going to the Eagles locker room. We're told he has a bruised shoulder. Second down, Giants. Trying to set the screen up, gets it off to Meggett. He's buried.
Well, a good defensive call by Bud Carson. He went with the man coverage, so they locked up Dave Meggett underneath. Hostetler doing a great job of switching hands and throwing it left-handed. Now watch this, Clyde Sims. I can't get it off. Look at this. He's ambidextrous.
And Hostetler now back live, intended for Ingram, overthrowing him.
You know, in that last play, what Haas should have done is thrown it at the feet of Dave Meggett to make it an incomplete pass instead of taking the big loss. But it's easier said than done, especially when you're up here in the booth.
Well, trying to make something out of it. Ray Handley now with a 4th down facing him, and 2 minutes 6 seconds left to play. A 10-point deficit. A long, arduous season for the second-year coach of the Giants.
Jeff Hostetler's turned in a good performance, a gutty performance, and he was at Penn State when I was there before he was transferred over to West Virginia.
A fitting way for the Eagles, a defensive team, to finish off the Giants on 4th down. A sack, their 5th of the day, back at the Giant 35. Reggie White, Simmons, and Mike Flores, the first-year man from Louisville, all in on it.
Well, they had been protecting him, but this is the proverbial jailbreak. Look at the nice arm under by White. Simmons coming in there, Mike Flores in there. All 4 down rushers of the Philadelphia Eagles got to Hostetler.
Simmons being assisted off. Looks like he's all right, but what a year he's had. To the Pro Bowl.
He's probably the quietest sacker in the National Football League. Guy turns in 18 sacks, and really when you watch him, you watch and watch and watch, and nothing happens, and all of a sudden there's a sack, but it's kind of like a sneaky snack.
Jim McMahon is in at quarterback with 2 minutes and a second left at the Giants 39. Walker for 2.
And that 2 yards, as we take it to the 2-minute warning, should give him 100 for the day.
Eric Howard made the tackle, along with Myron Guyton. There is Reggie White, the main man of this Eagles team. And we'll be back at the 2-minute warning. We've got 1:56 remaining here in Philadelphia.
If you're looking for a luxury coupe that makes driving fun again, the Eldorado Touring Coupe, it's the mark. Because only its advanced Northstar system brings together a 295 horsepower V8, road sensing suspension, and traction control standard, making it the car you'll want to drive first and every day thereafter. The Eldorado Touring Coupe with the Northstar system, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
A dozen of the Argyle socks and the striped shirt.
I admire a guy who knows what he wants.
I'll take the polka dot tie as well.
Not the way I would go, but a bold choice. This guy's a doer.
Here you go.
We prefer this one. What? You pick the clothes, he picks the card? Who's doing the preferring around here? Stick with the American Express card. No interest, no revolving debt.
I prefer this one. And I prefer that tie.
Now that's more like it. The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
Cool, crisp, clean, Old Spice. It puts the wind in your sails.
Well, tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. What happens when the welfare of a child is jeopardized by a parent's religious beliefs? The First Amendment says the child loses. Find out why tonight on 60 Minutes. Then it's Murder, She Wrote, followed by the CBS Sunday movie, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, starring Angela Lansbury and Omar Sharif. 2nd down and 8. Eagles. Giants 36. Walker plows for about 4 for another NFL update. Let's go to Greg Gumbel at our NFL Today studios in New York.
All right, Tim, at Pittsburgh, another banner day for Barry Foster and the Steelers. They beat Cleveland 23-13. Steeler running back Foster, his 12th 100-yard rushing game of the season. He is also 108 yards ahead of Emmitt Smith for the rushing title, and the Steelers win themselves a first-round bye, Tim.
All right, Greg.
Barry Foster came out of nowhere this year, Tim. And boy, he turned in a great year.
That's a pretty good football team. It'll be difficult for anybody. Bill Cowher has done a great job there.
They got to get their quarterback back, though, for the playoffs for them to do well. Philadelphia Eagles, for them to do well, just have to continue playing the solid defense that they turned in here today. And they've held New York to 226 yards of total offense. More importantly, they've put the pressure on the quarterback when they've had to. When the Giants have been able to protect Hostetler, he's had the time and found the open receiver. But the story today is all the pressure that Hostetler has had.
No question. And when he was throwing it well, effectively, it was on those quick, short drops.
Right.
Sherman, first down to the 21-yard line of New York.
And Tim, a nice block by Herschel Walker on the corner that allowed Heath Sherman to get outside and pick up the first down.
Eagles letting it count down here. 11-yard gain, first down to the 21.
Well, if you're a New York Giant, I'm sorry, Tim, but if you're a New York Giant right now, look, the season basically is over. I mean, it is over. Ray Handley, when we spoke with him yesterday, I said to Ray, point blank, I said, Ray, I don't see how you can be a head coach here next year. I mean, everything just points to the fact that you're going to be gone. And his response to that was, well, we'll just play the game as hard as we can and let the chips fall where they may.
Eagles will just let this count down here as we're under the final minute. And as you said at the very beginning of this game, it may simply have been not a good fit.
And that's what it is.
George Young told us earlier here today that it may be that he will not make a decision, but if he does make one, that it will come sooner rather than later. The coaches will go through their normal evaluation of the personnel after this final game, and I'm sure Ray Handley will turn up somewhere, but perhaps not as a head coach. The NFC wild card game here on CBS next Sunday, Philadelphia at New Orleans. The time still to be announced. Check your local listings for the time of that game. It depends obviously on the outcome of the remaining games today affecting the wild card picture. But it will be the Eagles at New Orleans.
Well, the offensive tackles of the Philadelphia Eagles better get ready for Swilling and Jackson.
Now, Ray Handley made a hasty retreat to the confines of the Giants locker room as his players, most of them out on the field, congratulating the Eagles on their effort, and the Eagles will go on. The Giants will regroup for next season. So for Matt Millen and Leslie Visser, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Veterans Stadium. The final score, the Eagles 20 and the Giants 10. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after these words from your local station.